We're here once again in the Supercar Street Racing office preparing for the hurricane. You can see I brought everything in. It may not be necessary, but it took about 10 minutes to bring all the furniture up. And today we're looking at this amazing HAZA PR800 wild camera, which was so gracefully supplied to us from the manufacturer to check out. Let's get this thing opened up, see what's inside, and have some fun on the channel. I'm hyped. We are back in hurricane prep mode now at Supercar Street Racing, and we got a hurricane coming tomorrow, and we're hoping we don't get too much of it. There's a little bit of wind out there right now, but nothing major. Today we get to open up the HAZA PR800 Wildcam, which was so gracefully provided to us from the manufacturer to check out. And right here, right now, we are going to open this thing, and then we're going to test it out and see what it's all about. And unboxing this, already like the packaging a lot. And let's see what's inside this guy right here. And immediately opening it up, we can see that it is looking all camouflaged and nice. So definitely will be camouflaged on the trail. And then taking a look further inside, looks like there is a couple of peel satisfactions here on the camera with the peel sat, which I know you guys love that. Except I failed on that one. The other one just fell off. And there's your peel sat. And this one is going to be a royal pain for me to peel, ruining everything. And we finally got off the peel satisfaction there. And looking further into this thing, it looks like it's got two clamps here. Now keep in mind, oh, there's some more peel. I love it when they do that. They don't even tell you to remove this one, but there it is, guys, the peel sat for you. And opening up this trail cam, it looks like, oh wow, nice. It's got an LCD display right here. And I'm checking out, all right, down here it looks like there is a 6-volt power adapter hole there. Very nice. It's got a little LCD screen with some peel sat. That peel sat, oh, I messed it all up for you guys. That peel sat is so good. All right, we got everything peeled on this guy, and you can see right here, right now, it closes like that and clamps shut, weatherproof, just like that. Looking further into the package as we dig deeper into the trail cam, the PR800, looks like we have some kind of strap right there. Maybe it's to carry it around your neck. They're not sure. Be pretty cool. And then digging deeper here, we have a USB, and I forgot what type of USB that's called. It's not USB-C. It's like micro USB or something like that. And even further here, it looks like we might have a charger right here for a USB. And inside here is the hunting and trail manual with kind of an overview of everything. And it says use the 6-volt power cable in the camera. Since there's no built-in battery, the camera will power off when unplugged. Okay, so it looks like here it has to be powered all the time. Ah, or it has batteries, I see. So it looks like maybe we could use a battery bank on this, or we can just throw batteries into it and use it that way. And I guess it opens up in order for you to install the batteries. right here. Looks like. And there is the 8 AA battery slot there. I'm more interested in trying a battery bank. And the batteries will not charge on this, so don't think this is chargeable. What you're doing here is just powering it with batteries, or you're powering it with 6 volts through this port. And that leads me to go grab my battery bank and see if we can figure out how to use that. And we have returned with my generic battery bank here, and I'm really curious to see if this guy, oh, that's looking neat in the display. I'm curious to see if this guy will power via the power plug here, the battery bank. So let's get that power wire undone here. And you can see it has that little round type so you don't mistake it for anything else. And somewhere on here there's a USB port. Haven't found it yet. And that must be for getting, there it is. So it's for getting the stuff off of there, I'm assuming. Right here, right now, let's go ahead and plug in this power to our power brick and see what happens. All right, so we're just inserting the power cable right there, and then our power adapter pretty much has USB A and C and every other type. So let's go ahead and plug this in and see what happens. And I believe the power is off, but we do have power supplied to it now. Let's see what happens when we turn this on.
Robert, it goes down.
And nothing happened. Interesting. Curious if I have to power my power bank on. That says power. Alright, I'm going to see if I can figure this out and get back to you guys. Alright, I did some experimenting here, and interestingly enough, when I plugged it into my Samsung charger, it did come on. Aha! It comes on here now with my battery bank. Alright. So yeah, it didn't power up the first time with either the power on my nightstand or with my battery bank, but now it is on, and you can clearly see on the screen there is something on the screen there, and that is the front of the camera, what you're seeing. And notably, there is a SD card in here, a 32 gigabyte SD card that came with it. It says it doesn't come with it, but it absolutely did come with one. So that is interesting that it wouldn't power up before. I'm going to try now in the nightstand power bank and see what happens. And it does power up there as well, so not sure what was going on before, but it absolutely works now. So digging a little bit, it just gave a low battery indicator as if the cable came disconnected, so I'm wondering if there is a short in this cable somewhere. But this does not charge. There are no batteries in here from what I can tell. So we're just running off the cable right now. But we are going to set this up with the battery pack outside and go ahead and play with it and see what it will do. And then we'll go from there, because this does not charge, and I'm not going to load it up with AA batteries at this point. Now just quickly going through the menu here on the PR800 wild camera, we can see here that we can set up things like the mode, which you can switch between photo, video, and photo and video. Photo pixel, so you can change the resolution. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the highest resolution, 42 megapixels. You can put on continuous shooting, and you can make it shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 photos. Video length, you can put it 5, 10, 20, 30, or 1 minute. Let's go ahead and put it on 30. Resolution, you can change from VGA to 720p to 1080p to 2K or 2.7K. I'm going to go ahead and go to 2.7K. Low, medium, high, PIR sensitivity, whatever that means. EIR interval. Whoops, I went back out. Not sure what that is. There's a timer. There's a time-lapse mode here. There's an auto power off, which is not on right now. And here's where you set your date and time. Record audio, yes or no. Device sound, you can turn the sound effect off and on for this guy. Timestamp on. Format. That format's the SD card. And there's the software version. Let's go ahead and set the date and time if it's not set already. So it's set to 1/1/2023, when in fact it is August 29th, 2023. Let's see if we can go backwards. There we go. It thinks it is 8:36. Well, that's not good. How do I get to the time? Okay. So it is officially 4:58 p.m. 16:58. Let's see if it saved that. Yep, it did. Okay, cool. So that's a little look at the menu here on the trail cam. Let's see if we can figure out now how to set it up. All right, I've been trying out the trail cam for a minute, the PR800, and now I'm pretty confident I understand how this guy works. So the power switch right here has two modes. One is setup and one is on. When the switch is in setup, that's when you can operate all the menu buttons and set up the actual trail cam. When you pop the switch over to on, then it counts down from 5 and then the camera is ready to start recording. Now, a negative that I already see about the camera is the position of the power. When this power is connected all the time, you can't sit the camera on the actual bottom. It would have to be put on a mount. Now on the rear, it does have provisions for a mount of some kind, or on the bottom actually, right there. It has a screw mount where you could put like a stake or something and drive it into the ground, or you could just zip tie it to a tree or whatever. But I did do some sample videos here for you guys, and when you go back into the setup mode and then you go into the replay mode, you can actually see here that I recorded some videos in the dark, some in the light, and some outside. And we will give you guys a actual video sample here coming up, and we will do that in a few minutes. I wanted you guys to see how the setup versus the on switch works here. So the replay button puts you in replay mode to watch videos. The mode button switches between photo and video mode right there. And then if you just want to take an instant picture, you use the shot button right there. So that's kind of the way that the menu items operate here on the PR800 wild camera here by HAZA. And now we're going to take a little bit more in-depth look at maybe using AA batteries in this and how that will actually turn out. Let's check it out. All right, so I have removed the little safety cover there on the PR800, and to load the batteries, you simply put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 AA batteries in this thing to use those. I'm not going to load it. I do have them here. I am quite satisfied with the existing configuration of using a power cable because I'm not going to be placing this outside yet. But it does have a feature where it will power off and save batteries until it needs to power back on. So that's why you can use batteries and it doesn't just eat them up instantly. But that is a good look at the PR800. Here's a look at the back of it. Like I said, it's got some little handles right there. You could easily zip tie this to something. And then it's got a threaded mount on the bottom where you could probably put it on a tripod or maybe a stake into the ground. And you can see right here, right now, it has infrared LEDs on the front as well. Alright, so I have been playing with the trail cam for a few minutes now, and I actually left it out here to play with the wildlife. It's been running for about 6 or 7 minutes, so I'll show you guys how I set it up. So there we see we have an alligator right there, actually. Alligator, turtles, all kinds of wildlife chilling. And the camera is set up right here, and it should have gotten some shots. And I have the battery bank set up right here. And if we come back to this guy and we go back to setup, it's kind of hard to get the switch in the right position because you tend to like turn it off, but it doesn't always come on when I put it in setup, which is interesting. Kind of the problem I had with it in the very beginning. Yeah, there it goes, finally. Now, it's starting to rain, so we're going to take this whole thing inside now. There comes the hurricane. And yeah, so that is a nice look at the trail cam and what it can do. And now we will take it back into the Supercar Street Racing Studios to take a in-depth look at the actual ad for this trail cam. Welcome back to the beautiful Supercar Street Racing Studios. We produce high quality 4K video right here in front of your eyes, and we try to do it live every time for you guys. It's good to see you again. And today, as you can see up behind me right here, we are prepping for Hurricane Idalia, or however you want to pronounce it, but it is on the way to somewhere in Florida, around the Big Bend or whatever they call it. Looks like we won't get a whole lot in Jacksonville. I'm hoping it's going to swing up and around, but we are prepping for that right now. But we are here not to talk about weather. We're here to talk about the HAZA trail camera, and we just showed you that in the wild and how it operates and some actual footage of it. Now right here it says it's a 58 megapixel screen, a 2-inch, I don't know about huge screen, it is a screen. But yeah, so it's a game hunting camera with night vision, and we went through the whole setup and everything on it. The only thing I can really say about the camera that was a negative was that it was kind of flaky with powering off and on. I don't know what that was about. I'll probably have to play with it a little bit more. The night vision works really well, and the detection settings work really well, so I was pleased with that. It has 4.8 stars, so that's great, and here is an actual picture of it and some of the pictures online that they are highlighting of the camera. It does come with a 32 gigabyte SD card, and I didn't use much of that, but again, I didn't record a whole ton of video, and that's going to of course depend on your quality settings and what you're going to put those on. But yeah, I did like the way the pictures looked. It does come with a charging cable, which is awesome, but it does not charge. It's kind of misleading. You can either power it off of batteries or off of a hard power. Now, the disappointing thing about the power cable is it sits right underneath the device, making it impossible to sit on the ground and plug in at the same time unless you can kind of dig out a little hole for the power cable, which is what I did. It does come with a data USB cable too, but obviously the best way to actually get stuff off of the card is to use one of these. USB SD card readers here like I use for the GoPro, which is going to be way faster than using the cable. And so I'm going to give this guy an overall good rating. I mean, I think it's worth the $50. It's 10% off right now, so you can save another $5 on this thing. And I encourage you guys to please buy through my link. I'll have a link for this guy right in the description down here. Please purchase the camera through my link or anything else you need from Amazon. You don't have to find the actual product. You can click my link for the camera and you can buy anything you want, and it helps us out so much. It gives us just a little bit of money, a tiny bit of money to keep supporting supercar street racing. Wish me luck with the Hurricane, guys. We'll check in with you. We are also live on Supercar Street Racing with our Hurricane Idalia cam. If you just look on the channel, you'll see that right now. Please tune in and give me some comments and suggestions in the Hurricane cam and tell me what you think. And we'll see you guys next time. I'm out of here.